Well, we've just moved into the second week of August, and I've just spoken for about 20 minutes on here, and the clip didn't make it to the card, and I went on all about all this stuff. I'm just having some baked beans in the morning, because as I said, it was 7:23 when I started off, and it just didn't make it to the card because I was using older batteries and I was charging things up, and I've already just gone through a whole cycle of batteries charging up and missed the clip, so I put the recharged batteries in, and I'm going to try and speak it all again. And so I'm going to have baked beans in the morning to warm myself up. I just had a nice warm shower. I went to bed early last night, as I was saying, because I wasn't feeling too wonderful, and I even opened up the curtains and everything. Because we had overnight, as I said, as of 7 o'clock this morning, it came across the radio that it was less than 1 degree, and I'm on AV mainly because I'm inside the house, sort of thing. I might even have the lone sausage, sort of thing. And then I was talking about the fact that I've got the son's new timetable, sort of thing, and this week the idea is to basically get out today to Mount Bold, and then tomorrow I'll probably do Cox's Scrub, because that's the only free full day I've got. Wednesday I've also got Trumpet to take my son to after uni, sort of thing, and so it's all go. So Wednesday might be going out to the back of the Onk, sort of thing, but today I'm going to do Mount Bold. And I'm going to take my picnic bench out with me, because basically what I learned from yesterday's second filming at the grid side over there is I need to shade the plants. Basically, I've got to go back to that old idea I had when I had the two smegger of taking the blue picnic bench out and shading the plants when there's full sun, sort of thing. And it was pretty sunny yesterday, as I said, but overnight it's gone down to less than 1 degree, so it's not 0 degrees. And so even after the extended, basically 16 years of extended drought, or the so-called millennium drought, things are still like ticking over and keeping pretty on track with, the ideas of the past, that the first 2 weeks of August have the coldest nights. Last week, the first week of August, basically, we had 3 6-degree overnight events, and as I said, as of tonight, at 7 o'clock this morning, it came across the radio that it was less than 1 degree, but it wasn't 0 degrees, sort of thing. So, and it's too clear to have snow on the top of Mount Lofty, and we usually get those like every 25, 50, 100 years, sort of thing. When I mean that, I mean that snow on the top of Mount Lofty that lasts more than a day, basically. And we do have half a day events fairly frequently, every 9, 15 years, sort of thing. We'll have like a half a day event, sort of thing. But yeah, and we've had a couple of odd ones since this millennium drought's been on. But anyway, the other thing is, like, next week I might be going out to look around the Minkawa site, because I don't know, this this less than 1 degree might be a trigger point for maybe germinating the Minkawa pig seeds out in the wild, sort of thing. I don't know. So it might be good to get back to some of those new satellite colonies that we found last season, after only having like 2 seasons to actually come across it. Because as I said, I've been living in this area for about 20 years, and I didn't even know that those 80 to 120,000 slightly different looking pygmy, maybe it could even be occidentalis plants, clandestine diversity across the southern part of us, were actually there in my own neighbourhood. And even though I've been here walking, and I've been walked down some of those tracks very close by, like I'm 12 feet away from the site, not even knowing it was there, sort of thing. Only when I took a bit of a nosy 2 years ago did I come across it, sort of thing. But it'll be interesting, because if we do find some germination, and I might also go out to that site where I put some Minkawa pig seed down and see if there's been any germination. We might have to struggle and look really hard, but as I don't think it's worth going down to, even though we might be going out to the back of the Onk on Wednesday, I don't think it'd be worth going down to the Blewett Springs to see if we can see anything growing. I think it's a bit too early for that, from the speed of the stuff that's been growing up I'm rambling all over the place because, as I said, I did this long 20-minute speech. It was all a nice speech, and I've just lost it all, and I'm trying to repeat what I've said, and I'm also adding extra new stuff in there which I wasn't saying at the time, sort of thing. You know, ideas that have been triggered by actually spending the 20 minutes talking for so long. And I even got into like the DVDs and things like that about the Blu-ray, the poor uptake in Australia, and the fact that it was so slow and so late that we've basically come to the conclusion that well, we're either doing something wrong with our machines, we're not pressing the magic button, or we just think they're just very expensive DVDs, so they're just not delivering with the hype. We obviously didn't get in there at the beginning when the hype was, well, illusory. We've got in the end where, you know, the hype's, you know, either too great or it's dissipated, and now we're saying, well, hang on, didn't you say it was supposed to be like 4 times the quality of a DVD? They don't look like 4 times the quality of a DVD to me. I mean, as I said, we had 5 years where we had, out of 6 shelves, we have a half an hour out of 6 shelf aisles of Blu-ray, and they just sat there for 5 years basically. Now we've basically got half the shop is a DVD and half the shop is Blu-ray. That's after 10 years in the land down under. 10 years. It still hasn't. So basically half the population is still on DVDs, I would say, from that sort of assessment. A quick vague assessment is, you know, half the population of sort of getting into Blu-ray, but they haven't been converted or something, or the other half are the wise ones. So, hang on, I've looked at those things on the other. Either they can't afford a Blu-ray player, or they've looked at them and said, no, I'm not paying that another extra $10 for just. Well, they're not even better, are they? Really, they just look. You know, you're not blown away. It's not all they. Oh wow, fantastic! I mean, I tried stuff Gideon stuff sent me. You know, he said they were Blu-rays or thing, and I wasn't impressed by those. I mean, there's probably only one on there that my son said that basically there was only one on there worth watching. I think. What was it? Was it Island? Not Island Earth. This Earth, or After Earth, or something. A bit of a Brown movie. I mean. I don't know if you've ever seen the Brown movie, but there was this thing that Kyle MacLachlan was in, not The Sweet Smell of Success, it was called The Smell of Success, I think it was. You know, the bloke from Twin Peaks, and of course then I did this spiel about Twin Peaks, saying that I never really got into Twin Peaks, but then many years later they had this thing called Fire Walk With Me or something, and I watched it late one night and thought, whoa, this is really good. Is this what Twin Peaks is about? Apparently it filled in quite a few gaps from the actual original Twin Peaks series, but most people missed that because it was years later and it was on late at night sort of thing. It was like some sort of special or something. And so there's still people out there, you know, vague about what was really going on. I think you really have to watch the Fire Walk With Me first and then start watching the series or something. Apparently this year there's a new thing coming out with Twin Peaks. It fills in a few gaps. And it's actually got footage from the original series that they never really showed, or something like that. So it's, you know, like it's been like, is it 20 years now? Was it 94 or something? Or was it in the late 80s? I can't remember. As I said, I wasn't really into it back then, but you know, I might get into it now. Having seen that Fire Walk With Me, I might try and see this thing now and then actually start the series. You know, being a total novice in the series. Having been peaked or tweaked with the Fire Walk With Me thing that I happened to catch late one night and thought, well, this is pretty good, a rollicking story here. But that was just the basic raw bones, I think, of what really happened in the series that you never really got to see, and because they cut so much out or something. But anyway, it'll be interesting to see that. But the thing is, because I got into this other thing called Paris, Texas. You know, the bloke who was in Pearl Harbor or something, he started off with like Good Will Hunting. That was his first great success. Then he bombed out and they wrote him off because Pearl Harbor was supposed to be such a bad film. I don't know if it's really that bad, but you know, they wrote him off. Then he worked his way back and got into some really good movies towards the end of this last 10-year period sort of thing. But along the way, he wrote a few movies himself and co-authored a few movies. And he wrote this thing called Paris, Texas, which came out in the early new millennium, I think. Was it 2001 or 2003 or something like that? Well, I happened to get into it late one night, sort of thing. I think I missed the first episode or something. So I would love to see it all again on DVD. As I said, it's not worth. I don't think it's worth getting Blu-ray. I mean, I'm not I'm not converting. I'm not impressed. As far and that's what I said. Unless we're doing something wrong, unless not pressing the right button or something, or there's a problem with transfer between NTIS, now NTSC or whatever it is, and PAL or something. We're not using the right cables, or something's wrong. You know, someone's going to pick one day. Someone's going to accidentally put the right cable in. And oh, bloody hell, and it will spread like wildfire around the whole of Australia. Ah, we've been doing this all wrong, fellas. You've been plugging into the wrong socket. And then suddenly the whole of Australia will go absolutely Blu-ray, DVD catch-up crazy, you know, having done something majorly wrong for the last 10 years or something. I don't know. I'm just waxing lyrical here, but, you know, either we're doing something wrong or they're just very expensive DVDs. I think that's what it is. As I said, if you don't want piracy, make everything $3. I go and buy 45 DVDs at a time. Well, if I could, but as I said, we're going into bloody Abbotland now. I don't think any one of us will be able to afford it until we kick the bugger out, sort of thing. But anyway, that's enough gas bagging. Time to burn the beans. I think I've said most of what I'm lost to the ether. I don't know. I've been ballasting. I've started to rant and rave. It was better the original. Oh, here we go. That's when I finished. So basically, it's basically the same amount of time. It was the time that spent burning one set of batteries. Basically, that's when I went to stop the last clip. So we're about on time. It was about 10 to 12 minutes basically of a rant. So it will take all night to upload it, but some of you may get a slice of joy out of it. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna, as I said on the other previous clip, I was gonna download this straight to the computer so I can clear the card, so I still have extra space for when we're out there in the bush, sort of thing. And as I said, I'm gonna be trying to take my blue picnic table out there with me, and if we get any sunnage out there, cast a shadow and do what I did yesterday, and hopefully we'll get much better movie footage of glids in the wild, but at a different location at Mount Bold, if we can find them where I think they are. Well, they used to be years ago when I was going up there with my mum anyway. So anyway, over and out.